What's up, y'all? My name is Hassan, aka Sani Bravo. I'm a personal trainer by trade, a small business owner, and a single father. And a very interesting live stream came across my attention today. Dr. Boyce Watkins and Corey Holcomb go on a live stream on Willie D. Basically, they have a mutual friend in Willie D, and he gets both of them on the phone to see if they can bury the hatchet. Willie D starts the live stream off by clearing the air about the whole situation, how everybody's been breaking down that picture of him and Dr. Boyce Watkins' wife. So we're going to start off with that.
So let me put this photo, this wedding photo, to rest, because a lot of people have used that wedding photo to get at Boyce. In the photo, if you're not familiar with it, it's me, Boyce, and his wife, Alicia, in the middle. And Alicia, people have accused her of like looking at me in a desirable manner. When I look at the photo, first and foremost, let me tell you what happened. In the photo, I cracked a joke. So what you see is the immediate aftermath, our expressions in the immediate aftermath of me cracking the joke. And when I really started looking at one of the photos, even closer to one that's in question, where they talk about she looking at me in this kind of way, it don't even look like the woman is even looking at me. But furthermore, fam, like I said, I'm an habitual line stepper, but one line I would never step across is between me, that line between me and my homeboy and the woman that he loved. I'm not built like that. I don't rock like that. There ain't a person on this planet who can tell you that I've ever done some sucker shit like that. Without further ado, Dr. Boyce Watkins and Corey Holcomb is in the building.
So now that Willie D has cleared his name after many memes and many breakdowns, it's time to get to the main event.
This is what I want to know. So, Boyce, you kicked it off with your comments. What I want to know is, what did you think was going to happen if you... What did you think was going to happen dropping that comment about Corey? And on top of that, you said you didn't like him, but I also know that you are a fan of Corey Holcomb. Like, what was going on in your mind?
It was mixed feelings, man. I'll start from the beginning and say, it sounds contradictory to say this, but Corey's one of my favorite comedians, actually. I like the honesty. You know what I mean? And I think that particular comment triggered me a little bit because I'm very protective of Black women in general. I think that I feel like there's a lot of guys online, man, that just say things, man, that are not helpful to women and children, man. And I think that definitely triggered me. And I have to be 100% honest and say that, when the time that I did meet Corey, I can't say I got good energy. But he's right. I didn't say anything about it at the time. And I think that over time, it's allowed me to kind of process who I am. I'm a fighter. You know what I mean? Like, I do that. And you've been caught in the middle of other times, man, where, like when I went out to Houston, we were talking about Kwame Brown and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And so it's a mix, man. It's like sometimes, you're supposed to keep your mouth shut and not say everything, but then sometimes you just say it. And what happens is that it can sound like you have one feeling about a person when it's usually mixed. There's not a single person that I can think of even people I admire the most. I admire Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X more than anybody else. But if you was to ask me to really tell the truth about what I think about them, I could find negative things to say, right? So it sounds contradictory to people for me to say Corey's one of my favorite comedians. When I found out you and him were such good friends, that made me respect him more because I respect you, and also it led me to accept the fact that I probably misjudged him based on that one interaction. And for that I do apologize because I don't think that was appropriate.
Right, that's big. And shouts out to Kwame Brown, man, good dude. Corey, how did you hear about those comments that the Boyce made?
Well, the gossip police is everywhere. The gossip police, you don't duck nothing on this internet. You say something, it's gonna get back to somebody, even if you're the type of person who think you can ignore stuff that people bring to you. Because I tell my friends, don't tell me about something bad that somebody said about me on the internet. But it's coming. If you say something, it's coming, especially if you're somebody who people watch. The information will be delivered into your ear one way or another.
It has to be pretty crazy when you're a person of influence like that and people will basically say anything about you for attention. A lot of us as content creators, we looking for the next hot story, like how everybody's talking about Keke Palmer right now, but deservingly so. Some things need to be spoken about because people look at these people and these entertainers and follow their lead. Interesting conversation so far. We're going to keep it going.
Right. But I want to say this, Willie, when you called me about everything that was happening, I kind of stopped you while you was talking, and I said we should do this on air. And the reason I said we should do this on air, because I am aware that there are literally a lot of young people in this world who have no idea how to de-escalate things. Mm-hmm. So that is the main reason I said, yo, let's do this on the air. Because that's what I said, right? I was like, let's do it on the air. I think it'll be good for the culture. I mean, we all are old enough to de-escalate something And like I said this when I was talking on the internet. I don't take stuff like that personally because everything we put on the internet belongs to the game. It belongs to the game. Willie D, any picture of you on the internet, Mr. Watkins, any picture of you on the internet, anything we do, like proposing, whatever we do on the internet, it belongs to the game and it'll be dissected by the game. Whether it's good things people say or it's bad things people say, everything we do is going to be dissected. That's why I'm glad we did this like we're doing it right now.
Since this live stream was over an hour long, I'm pretty much breaking down the main parts. But if you want to sit and watch the whole thing, I'm going to put a link in the description.
So I really think that you are definitely one of them roses that grew from the concrete. I believe that, sincerely. And but I do want to tell you this, Willie. Listen, bro. I have an identity where people think more on the negative side sometimes of me when they don't know me. But let me ask you something. Willie D, have I ever been in your presence and done anything that you would consider foul? Because if you do, I really want to know.
Nah. No.
I was very impressed when I met you because I didn't know who you were. You Willie D of the Ghetto Boys. You know, I'm inclined to physically whip your ass. I was like, oh shit, who is this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? When you got up on me, I didn't know. But as I was around you, not from one time, but from multiple times, I was like, oh shit, you know, this Willie D is actually a stand-up dude. So what I'm saying is, bro, if you know me to never do nothing around you that was foul, it kind of broke my heart when you took up like for Boyce in a way, like you said I was talking about his wife, and I was just making fun of the picture that is on the internet that has been dissected before me. Like when I brought up the picture, I didn't have the one where it was they had the words on it. I don't know if you saw that, but you called me and you was like, yeah, man, people saying this, that, and the other. And I was like, oh shit, I Willie D. Okay, so I'm saying this is what I'm trying to say. I feel like you, in my opinion, Willie, you jumped to Boyce's side instead of, well, what you doing on the phone now, you proving you're not jumping to Boyce's side. But at first I was shocked and hurt because I felt like you was jumping to Boyce's side like, oh, that old goddamn Corey Holcomb, he a bad guy, and he out here doing something else again. But it's not like that, Mr. Watkins. I'm saying, I said on my show, I'm not mad at you. I just took the opportunity after you said what you said to stab at you. But it's not like, oh, fuck that nigga, I hope he died. I got more love for you, Boyce Watkins, than I have for my baby mama. If you see what I'm saying, I don't even know you, Boyce Watkins, but that bitch ain't out shit.
This guy Corey Holcomb is hilarious, man. I think this dude's hella underrated. It makes sense what he's saying. He's basically saying, I'm a comedian. Being a comedian, you gave me an excuse to go in.
But what I'm trying to say, I'm just speaking for real because we all around each other. I can understand why a Boyce Watkins would be shocked at first when he sees me from some of the things I say. But Willie D, you one of the brothers who I expect to carry that bridge over to let people know, yo, man, I know Corey. Corey is not about fuckery. Now, I say some things, and sometimes I make a mistake. I say some things that I regret, but I didn't regret that about my baby mama. She tried to hit me with a car, amongst other things. She one of them crazy girls. But I'm saying, Willie D, I be counting on you, man, when people bring my name up to be the person to speak on your experience of me when people may have something bad to say about me. That's what I'm trying to say.
What did I tell you about Corey, Boyce?
You said a lot, but on which particular thing?
Well, about his character, like what type of person he is.
Oh yeah, you said good things about him, man. And that, I'm gonna say this. Look, I don't take a lot of stuff personal, man. I don't give a shit. Like, I know we threw some shots back and forth and whatnot, man. And I think I can still sit back and say I think you are a brilliant comedian. Maybe we don't agree on everything. I will say, obviously, as with my integrity as a husband, I have to say that I'm fair game, but my family's not, right? My wife didn't do nothing wrong. But for the record, she didn't take it personally. She don't, it's like we know what's true and what's not. So when Willie and I, you and I talked, we joked about the picture and have people like taking a picture and reading all this shit into it. And you and I both know we would, I wouldn't marry a woman who's doing some shit like that. And you wouldn't even have no parts in that, right? So I'm not offended by any of it, right? And I will say this too, Corey. I don't feel like Willie was taking sides. I feel like when it got to the point where other people were kind of involved in the conversation that didn't want to be involved, whether it's Willie, my wife, or whoever. I feel like that's when it kind of got to the point where I was like, okay, now I'm getting very upset, and I don't want to feel that way, man. Because the bottom line is, I got enemies in this world. As a black man, I got a lot of enemies. Corey Holcomb's not my enemy, and if that means I gotta, apologize for what I said, which if that struck you in a certain way, I'm sorry for that. And also, one thing I've learned, man, over time, and I like what you said earlier about the fact that we're all over the age of 40, so we're supposed to be setting an example of de-escalation and whatnot. I'll go as far as say, like, I want to be cool with you, man. Any friend of Willie's is a friend of mine because you and I both, one thing we have in common is that we've known Willie for years and we know that he's a solid guy. So anybody that he says is solid, it's like, hands off, I'm done.
Hey, Mr. Watkins, let me tell you something real quick. This is so important. Listen to me. Now, you do what you do because you're your own man, but I want to tell you something. my wife used to try to be on